I really never stopped believing in Santa. I mean, like, I mean, uh, I will know that does not exist, and I'll know that he's not there. But it's always nice to think that, like, he comes and he eats your cookies, and I like to believe that.
I stopped believing in Santa when I was about 10. I had heard from school people talking that Santa wasn't real, so I went up and asked my parents.
When I was growing up, my grandpa always dressed up as Santa and came to our house Christmas morning. And so when I was like 6 or 7, I realized that it wasn't actually Santa because I knew what he was doing, but it's still cool just that he would do that.
I stopped believing in Santa at a very young age. I just decided that it was logically impossible to have this fat man come through the chimney and give me presents, and it just didn't make sense to me as a little kid. The funny thing about it was my brother still believed in Santa at the time, and so I had to break the news to him, and that was an interesting situation in my house.
Santa doesn't exist?
I stopped believing in Santa sometime in elementary school. My mom even bought me this book that talked about Santa Claus isn't actually real. He doesn't actually visit houses.
Part of me actually still believes in Santa, but another part kind of stopped when I was around 5.
We live in an apartment. We didn't have a fireplace to do, and I believe that Santa always come to our house through the fireplace. So I found out there's no way that Santa can possibly come into my house.
I stopped believing in Santa when I was 10 years old. I was looking at the presents one time. There was something that I saw in my mom's closet, but it said from Santa. So I put 2 and 2 together, and Santa wasn't real.
I don't really remember when I stopped believing in Santa, but I remember it was because I would look at the name tags on the gifts, and I realized that the handwriting on the gifts wasn't Santa Claus, it was my parents' handwriting.
The funniest gift I got was a Teletubby. I unwrapped it and threw it across the room because I hated it, and I still do.
The funniest gift I've ever received would be chicken poop chapstick from my grandpa.
The funniest gift I've ever received for Christmas is a little toy hamster that you wind up and it walks. Jacob got it for me for Christmas, and I put it on my head, and it got stuck, and it was a big deal. We thought I was going to have to shave my head, but we didn't end up having to.
When I was younger, my parents didn't care how early we woke up, but now we don't really wake up very early at all.
My family, we usually don't get up that early because we've been staying up all night in anticipation. Usually we'll wake up around 8.
Christmas morning, we usually, with my dad, wake up rather early, between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. That's because I have younger siblings, so they tend to wake up 10 times earlier than I would ever like to.
My parents did not let me wake them up on Christmas morning, and I figured that out from my older brother Blake, actually, who would get so excited and run around and scream and yell and shake them in their beds and wake them up, and they did not like that very much.
I woke up really early. I don't know, like 6 or 7 o'clock. I was so excited to get a gift.
When I was younger, I was able to wake my parents up between 8:30 and 9. I guess they had stayed up too late wrapping presents, so they didn't want to wake up too early.
Normally if we weren't out by 10, they would wake us up.
The funny thing is, on Christmas morning, my sister and I don't wake up very early, so my stepdad wakes us up at about 7 o'clock to open presents.
I can wake my parents up whenever I want. I run my house.
The favorite gift I've ever received is a Mini Takes basketball hoop. I probably got it when I was 6 or 7, but we still play on it.
The favorite gift I've ever received would have to be a ring my dad gave me when I was really little.
My favorite gift I ever received would probably be my iPod Nano, because any young child inspired by the great Steve Jobs is bound for success.
I don't know.
A gift from about 2 years ago, which would be a ping pong table.
My itty bitty baby. It was a little doll that we bought, and it was a little sad because I shoved cheese up her nose, but
My favorite gift that I've ever received is a necklace from my dad. The most meaningful gift I've ever received would probably be my Precious Moment figures. I hated them when I got them, but each year my mom got me one, and as I accrued them, I kind of realized the importance of them, and hopefully one day I can pass them on.
the most meaningful gift I have ever received was a ring from my dad, and it was because he wanted to be the first male that had ever handed me a gift.
Most meaningful gift I ever received was a gift from about 2 years ago, also a ping pong table.
The most meaningful gift I've ever received was a ring from my dad. My parents being divorced or whatever, I don't see my dad very much. So it was awesome having a ring. Every time I looked at it, I'd be like, that's for my dad, and remember my dad through it.
Like on the exam days, I was sick. We needed to pay for our sweatpants. Mr. Madison paid $1 for me. I mean, in that time I was really sick, and that $1 meant really a lot.
The most meaningful gift I ever received was a nameplate that one of my dad's old coworkers got for me from his old job.
I think we give gifts at Christmas because it is something that expresses our love and our emotion, our feeling for others, the people that we're giving the gifts to.
I think we give gifts at Christmas to show our love towards other people. Not everyone does it because of Jesus, like Christians would, but I think that the base of presents is showing that you love them.
People are shy. I think Christmas is a really good opportunity to show our emotion, our opinions, like I like you, I love you.
I think we give gifts at Christmas to share God's love to other people because God gave us the ultimate gift, known as His Son. We in turn get to celebrate by giving other people gifts.
I think we give gifts at Christmas to show people how much we care and to give back to others.
I think that we give gifts at Christmas because Jesus was a gift to us. So I think we sort of respond to that.
I think we give gifts at Christmas to give back to people since they've given to us throughout the year, and I think we give gifts to show people how much we care for them.
I think we give gifts at Christmas because we like to see other people happy, and we like to give back for what others have done for us.
I think we give gifts at Christmas because it kind of demonstrates what Christ did for us when we think about Christmas. He gave up everything that He had to come to earth. And so in a smaller way, I think that's why we give gifts, is it's giving up something like time or money, and it shows really what Christmas is about. I enjoy giving gifts the most because I like to see smiles on my friends' faces or my family's faces.
I honestly enjoy giving gifts more in fear of not liking the gift I am being given.
I probably like giving gifts better because when you get a gift, you'll only use it for a certain amount of time, but you can always remember people's reactions when you give them a gift.
I enjoy giving gifts more because I like seeing people's reactions when you give them a gift.
Even though it is the Sunday school answer, I do enjoy giving gifts more than receiving. That feeling that you see the other person having when you give them the gift, that's priceless, and you can't put a price tag on that, and I really enjoy that.